Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for this week I wanted to share with you guys how I budget my paychecks as a new grad nurse. So I am paid bi-weekly. So for the first 2 weeks of January, I made, after tax deductions, $2,853.88, and I use a Excel spreadsheet to track my expenses and my income. So this is kind of the spreadsheet that I created for myself, and I've kind of programmed it so that it automatically does calculations for me as I input more numbers. And then you guys can see how I broke it down by income, savings, rent, fixed expenses, and variable expenses. And then at the bottom, it kind of shows me how much I spent in the whole month, and then also my take-home pay after all the things are paid off. So I first input my first paycheck into my first paycheck slot, and that was inputted here. And because this is my net pay after tax deductions and all the fees that I need to pay, it actually already took out my 403b, but I include my 403b in here, so I kind of know a rough estimate. So it's technically not included in this number because I already paid my 403b. It just makes it easier when I do my automatic savings that I just re-input that number here, so it gets less confusing for me, but it might be more confusing for you guys. And then when I get my second paycheck, which for example, I can put $2,800 for example, and it will kind of rechange my net monthly income. But of course, I'll change this when my second paycheck comes in, but I'll just keep it in here just so that you guys can kind of get an overview of how much or how I budget in a month. So this is how much I contribute to my 403b through work, my Roth IRA, and stocks. So about $1,200 of this $2,100, so $1,200 of it goes to my 403b, and $900 goes into stocks and my Roth IRA. And then if I ever have future investments or other investments in the future, I'll input that number in here as well. And then going down to my monthly expenses, my rent is $1,200. So I recently actually moved into a new place, and this rent actually includes all my utilities, my internet, and all those fees all encompassing in one. So it actually makes budgeting a lot easier. So I don't need to put in anything for internet. And for loan repayments, I actually do not have any student loans. I was fortunate enough to get a lot of scholarships throughout school and to work throughout school to pay for my schooling. So I'll put a 0 in there. And for my phone bill, I pay about $40 a month. And then for car insurance, I pay about $84 a month. So my total fixed bills is $124, total rent is $1,200. And then on to groceries. I should have actually organized groceries and dining out into one, but I am a big foodie, so I spend quite a bit of my paycheck on groceries and dining out, about $300 total. And then utilities, because that's included in my rent, I'll just put a 0 in there. And then transportation / gas, I have my own car, so I kind of just calculate gas into here. I don't take public transportation other than taking the bus, and that actually was $25 for my whole entire year. So I included that in here with my gas for each month. And then for any kind of subscriptions I have, I pay $75, and that includes like Netflix, Epidemic Sounds, and other subscriptions that I have. For personal, travel, and miscellaneous, I don't really allocate a specific amount each month towards it. I would say after my total expenses, kind of any income that I have remaining. So this $2,600 I have remaining, I kind of put in my savings or my high yield savings account, and I kind of budget when I need to travel, and I just take out that amount instead of just allocating separate accounts for each one. Let me know if you guys have different accounts for different things you guys are saving up for. Maybe that will make my spending a little bit more organized than what it is right now. And then I also have a summary sheet that I have. So for the summary of 2025, of course, since it just started, it's not all the way complete, but it kind of programs what I put into my budget sheet into my summary sheet automatically. So automatic savings, this is all my Roth IRA, my 403b, all in here, my rent, and it kind of breaks it down into percentages, so I know how much I'm spending each month in each category, and I can make changes kind of according to how much I'm spending each month. And then of course, when it's the holidays, that's when I kind of notice my budget for gifts kind of skyrockets. And over here on this little table, I kind of have an annual budget, and again, as the months go on, I will see kind of how much I'm saving, and I think the percentages really put things into perspective for me. And I can see down here, and it actually changes color depending on if I'm positive or I'm negative. So if I'm negative in savings, this will actually change into red. So for filing taxes, I've kind of created this 2024 spreadsheet, and I need to create one for 2025 as well, but it kind of lets me know what my tax bracket is and kind of gives me a gauge on how I should be filing taxes and what my taxes will be for the year. And that basically summarizes how I kind of budget and organize my expenses, and hopefully that will give you guys some inspiration to start budgeting, or give you guys some inspiration on how you guys can tailor your own spreadsheet. I don't use any apps, but I've heard that there's great apps out there for budgeting, but I find having a spreadsheet like this makes it easier for me to track my expenses and see it all in one. I hope this video was informative for any nursing students, future nurses, or current nurses that are interested in budgeting or are budgeting already. And I hope this gave you guys some more insight on what I do with my own money. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.